Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Extra Mile with Whitewater Freight. I am your host, William Bochkay, and this is our spot where we get to move the world a little bit, or at least try to. So today we want to talk about consuming versus creating. And I want to give a shout out to my friend Drew Walsh. Just an awesome dude. This guy, entrepreneur, has many different businesses and has a heart for people. So he's really cool, and he has probably so much more effect on people than he realizes. And just from being in his orbit, this is the one I picked up. But he always talks about asking people like what they've made lately. What have you made lately? And he had one post where he's create. Consuming does nothing. I started thinking about that. And yeah. Really. So let's just take a deep dive into this real quick. So let me ask you a question here. Have you ever felt yourself spending more time scrolling or watching or reading than what you are actually doing something? I believe we call this doom scrolling now. We live in a world where consuming is easier than ever, but there's a problem because consumption alone doesn't move you forward like creation does. So why do we default to consuming? Let's be honest, consuming is easy. Watching a video, scrolling social media, binging another show, it's effortless. And let's not pretend it's all bad. Learning, entertainment, relaxation, they're all valuable things. But if you're only consuming and never creating, you're missing out on the best part, which is growth. Most people stay in consumption mode because creation takes effort. It takes risk. It means putting something out into the world that didn't exist before. And it takes energy. But there is something that is so beautiful about creating things. It doesn't even have to be for anything specific. It doesn't have to be for anybody. It's for you. It's this portion of balance in the world where you go from consuming to putting something out, whether it just be doing an adult coloring book. And yes, I love those. I have several like DC comic adult coloring books. They're awesome. To spending time doing something rather than just consuming. But let's talk about the benefits of creating over consuming. Creators shape their world. They write, design, innovate, solve problems. Consumers take in what's already been built. If you want to make an impact, you need to start creating. Whether it's a new business idea, a process of improvement, or a fresh way to help a client. When you create, you gain confidence. Ever notice how the more you consume, the more you compare yourself to others? And when you start creating, that flips. Instead of measuring yourself against someone else's work, you focus on your own progress and see that you've gone from this line to this line to this line. And there's a certain amount of pride that can come from that. When you are creating, you become a problem solver. In logistics, there are two types of people: the ones who react and the ones who create solutions. If all we did at Whitewater Freight was consume, just follow the market, wait for problems to happen, or rely on others to set the standard, we'd be behind. Instead, we create better systems, stronger relationships, and smarter solutions for our clients. The logistics tie into all this, the power of creation. Think about a shipping issue. You can consume the problem, read the reports, hear the complaints, dwell on the frustration, or you can start by creating a solution. The best logistics teams aren't just reacting to delays. They are creating strategies that prevent them from happening in the first place. I'm not saying stop consuming. We all need to consume. Learning is important. But for balance, for every hour you consume, challenge yourself to create something. New idea, better process, a piece of content, a conversation that moves things forward. That's how you make a difference. And also don't forget that creating helps you enjoy life. If all you do is just consume, you're going to miss out on the fun and the activity that creation brings. So what's one thing that you've created recently, big or small, that's made an impact in your life and your mental health and where you're at? Drop us a line in the comments or shoot us an email or whatever. We'd love to hear from you. And we'll talk to you soon next time on The Extra Mile.